So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to this stream. Um, we'll have a watch today at the new circuit of Qatar, and we will see. Also, we will have to identify like corners and peculiar points of this track. Never seen before. I don't have any position data yet. We will gather it after the session. And just to give you an idea, I'm working on a new feature. Hopefully, will be available tomorrow for qualifying, and which will be which will allow us to have not only the single plots, but to put one over the other. I'm working on that. It should be available from tomorrow, hopefully, if everything works fine tonight. So we will be able to see live who goes faster in the straight and in each corner, which is not always very easy to see. Buongiorno Gianluca, good morning Mario, and everyone. As usual, this will be focused on Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull, just as static placement, but we will scroll down to see everyone else. Should anything happen, should be needed, should it be interesting at all. This is the latest timestamp. In the future, I will provide a more visible time reference, but at the moment it is this. We will. My idea is to grow, to let the software grow with the needings we have from session to session, time to time. So. Thank you for being here. I will try to answer the questions should anyone arrive. In the meantime, I will of course put the mute and let you enjoy the transmission, the TV broadcast wherever you are. So you will. But in the meantime, we will show the data, so you will enjoy. And let's see, we're also waiting for the decision on what happened in Brazil between Max and Lewis. We'll see. And of course my job here is not to make live commentary, but to see some peculiar points on the data, even though the big part will always come after the session with the in-depth analysis of the data. This is just to show the live data since we have it available, and to see if anything interesting happens in live. So whoever is here is going to be able to see live also to grasp some peculiar points, like who is faster in which corner, and if a particular team is doing like race simulation instead of time attack simulation, whatever it is. This is raw data, not post-processed, so I'm just displaying them, gather and displaying them. So that's basically it. I will leave you now with the data, but I'm here, and I'm listening that at the moment the TV is reporting that at the moment the feeling is that there will the right of review asked by Mercedes will not be accepted as a new proof. That's up to the stewards to decide, and not for us to comment that. It's a bit curious because the first thing they stated is that they didn't have that live. Now that they have, they said yes, we have it, but it doesn't add anything to it. But whatever, it's not is not up to debate. It's their decision. So I'll just leave you with the screen. I'll jump in anytime. Good morning, Nicola. Ciao, ciao, Nicola. Thanks for being here. Uh, as always, I will try to put to see if there is anything interesting to point out. In the meantime, I'll just stream the data so everyone can enjoy. And if you have questions, of course, I will try to answer that. This is just FP1, so be prepared. I'm trying to also transfer what I've been seeing in the last 3 years of doing this. So be prepared that we will see some on a new track, some very fast, some people very fast in the corner, some others very slow. Big differences at the beginning, and then when everybody learns and see the data from the others, they will all level out to the top performance. But usually during this session, the differences are quite remarkable. So enjoy, have fun, and thanks for being here again. And I'll just mute now, but I'll be here. Cheers, guys. So this is the first lap just to figure out. This should be turn 1, turn 4, then this is 4, 5, turn 6. This is the slowest corner on track. Then this is, let me see, this is turn 7, turn 8, turn 9, just this is turn 9, a little flex here. Then it's turn 10, then the sequence 12, 13 and 14, which are decreasing in speed time by time. Then turn 15 and 16, last corner, and then straight again. This should be so Nicola is asking if the charts are official. Well, not exactly official. In the mean, these are data that are provided by F1, and instead of just merely watching, I provide charts based on that. But they have proved to be quite reliable, significantly reliable actually. I also sometimes I've also double checked this with the night. You will see in night if this Grand Prix will be held at night as it should be. Ferrari usually have a very bright screen on the steering wheel, and I used to double check this on the screen, and they are basically what they saw, what I see on the speeds are actually what they see on the steering wheel. I've double checked in Singapore many times, and they really match corner by corner, straight by straight. So. And I did have the confirmation by the teams that these data are actually broadcasted by the central electronics unit they have on board to the FIA. So these are okay. It's not. I don't know if it's official, if we can call it official or not, but are true data for sure. Stefano is asking for what will happen, like a plausible result. Hard to say. This should be a track more favorable to Mercedes, but I think they will not be allowed to push the engine as much as they did the last in Brazil. So it's up for grab. It's very, very difficult. This year has been always difficult to make I don't know pronostici in inglese, to guess the result. So I stopped trying to guess because it's very easy to go wrong, too easy. But it should be a nice fight. Look, Lewis just said, I feel massively down on power. So we were just saying that they won't be able to push the engine as much as they did. And Lewis is feeling it in the car. Now let's see if he has issues or not. You see that Lewis has a neutral. There was a second that was only neutral gear from the data on board Lewis. And we see that we don't have the data as well. You see, it's zero, the gear of Lewis. So that's exactly what they showed on TV. Lewis all the time in neutral because that channel of data is apparently is not working today. So this is the one of the confirmation that these data are quite good. And relevant to Max, I think they should change the engine. But they they only know. But I would, if if I mean, I guess they probably thought to gain advantage in Brazil and then change engine here in Qatar in Red Bull. I mean, but the superpower of Mario, yes, that's fine. That's correct. It's close to me. I'm printing something, a Christmas village for my kids. So yes, I have a 3D printer, and it's printing right. Sorry for the noise, but it will be over by the end of the sessions. But so if you have one, you know that I cannot stop it in the meantime, and I will have to we will have to live with the noise for today. It's a Prusa for your knowledge, but I have also another one, a bigger Chinese one, airy one. That the Prusa is basically stock, while I had fun modifying the Chinese one just as a side conversation. So just to give a reference, uh, max was really fast, but you see a top speed very low. This suggests me that two things. We all know that power is not only top speed, but of course a bit it's influenced. Top speed is influenced by power, of course. Uh, what we see is what we've been seeing a lot this season. So the first sessions, Honda is very low on power, while Mercedes seems that their struggle with the reliability is not somehow concerning for the free practices. It's like it's something related on how they push in qualifying, but not in usual, let's say, in normal lapping. So in qualifying, we always see high speeds. In free practices, we usually see high speed by Mercedes, and while very low, because they seem that the reliability issues of Red Bull impact more on the top speed. And on the other side, it seems to me that also in Bahrain, Red Bull is going very high on downforce. Seems to me that the speeds in the corners are quite remarkable by Red Bull. So they seems to be very high on downforce with their initial setup, and this is the new fastest lap by Max. I will just froze it here. This is so very high on downforce and not too pushed on the engine, while Mercedes, as usual during free practices, is very fast in the straights. Stefano, it seems so. They should, but it's a bit difficult because the McLaren has been out of the race for a while now. So I don't know if they stop even pushing. Or if it seems to me that they don't care this much about the third place in the constructor championship. To be honest, uh, they are supposed to have an advantage, but I don't know if they will actually have it. I'll just leave here the fastest lap of Max as a reference for a while, uh, so we can make a confrontation. And in the next, hopefully today, I will have available a full chart that we can see live the comparison. So let's see with Leclerc. Leclerc is quite fast in the first sector. Then it's while it's slower in the middle sector. Top speeds are a bit faster by Max, and it's quite fast also in the fast 12, 13, 14. It's not bad by Charles, even though it's slower overall, but the remarks the remarks are not bad by Charles. So on TV they're talking about if what goes on from turn 12 to turn 14. Just have a look at the driving. This is the throttle. You see very small lift on this should be 12. Bigger lift with a small touch on the brakes and one gear down in 13, and more in 14. Sorry, yes, no, in 13 and in sorry. This is the first time they run here, so I have to guess the quarter numbers. And while big brake with the two gears, two shift, with downshift two gears in 14. This is very interesting. I'm pretty sure that at least one, but from what I know from the past, these two will be done full throttle in qualifying. I'm pretty sure. This is something to keep an eye on. So speaking of those corners, let's see the difference with, you see max 12, 13, 14 to it's, let me check again because it should be 10, 11 is 12, 13, 14, 15. This is turn 15. So let's see also, you see that it's very zero lift at turn 12 for max, while very small lift for science. Big, you see, he lifts more and more, and also goes on the brake each corner, but is on heavy, a bit heavier on the fuel. You can see how rounded these are. It means he's a bit more on a race pace. So you see, small lift, medium lift, quite high lift, and complete lift with full braking at turn 15. I think this could be a point where differences make quite remarkably in qualifying. Let's see. So they just show the differences between Perez and Verstappen in downforce, showing that Verstappen has they are doing a comparative job, and it could be quite interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have the lap now of Perez available. Hopefully tomorrow we will be able to scroll back and forth to check the data for each one. You see with soft tires how faster is now Bottas. Look at the difference in corner speed. 158 against 39, 102 against 94, 54, 56. This is the soft tire compound. And look, they are starting to make it full throttle. Look, this is a bit, they have how much they have to drive in 14 and 15. This is interesting. I will just pause this. Here it is. We'll just leave it here and restart Max. Was with hard tires, Stefano. Was with hard tires, so very big difference due to that. Verstappen just had the first purple sector. Let's see you see he's very faster in corners than Bottas. Slower here. Hamilton just had a second time. I'll freeze it so we can go. Whoa, look, the 12 is already full throttle. 12, 13, 12 and 13 are full throttle. Look how faster than before. And look at this, 243 against 226. And 158 against 145. And as a matter of fact, he's very far ahead. Half a second ahead. I guess the third sector made some difference here. Let's see. I'm checking the data now. Yeah, it was very fast in the last sector, Max. Very fast, as we saw here. This is interesting. We start to see live what's going on. And this is Charles with soft new. Not too bad. The first sector of Ferrari is not too bad, even though here is not very good. But the turn 1 is not very good, but turn 2 is usually very good by Charles. 4 and 5, which are these particular corners, very driven by Charles, much more than Max. Yeah, it's a bit slow in 10. This is turn 10. Let's freeze it here so we have everybody here. It's a 5th time by Leclerc. in the middle sector the biggest gap we see is very slow here, but is quite okay under driving point of view. The car seems well balanced, since you see maybe a bit of oversteer when you see these are snaps of the rear, this small point where he has to raise the foot again. These are snaps of the rear, so maybe he has some oversteer on the car. That's what it seems to me. But we know that Leclerc really likes oversteer, and this seems quite reasonable to me at the moment. Not as pushed as hard as Max and Valtteri. Valtteri here really overdrove, but interesting to see. I think this section will give us corner 4 and 5, and from 12 to 15 will be very interesting to watch as in live data, because it will give us an idea of the performance. So I just left all this data. I just leave frozen only Max, because we had time to double check everyone, and now they're starting to do race simulation and stuff. So I will restart everyone. So Lewis just had a purple middle sector, and then completely raised the feet like not showing the potential of the car. I agree with the TV commentator which saying this, because this is really showing, because it's like they fixed the gear channel on Lewis, but they broke the brake one. Whatever. This is what we have, but we see that how he's driving with very small lift in all 12, 13, 14. This is where he did a very fast middle sector, very fast middle sector, and then instead of keep pushing, he just stopped pushing the last sector. So this is interesting. And Charles, let me see 1 second. Charles is is working on the middle sector. You see, is working on this. Is driving completely different from what we saw before, and is even keeping the seventh gear all the time without upshifting or downshifting. While you see that Max is downshifting here, and is trying to optimize this. Uh, we see this working on this section. That's interesting. So we see like these are the beauty of live data. So we see where the drivers are working. So Perez just improved the middle, the first and the middle sector. I will just focus on the always on this. You see, he's now not braking anymore and just working on raising his feet at 12, 13, 12, 13, yes, but he brakes in 14 and heavily brakes in 15. So here is a direct comparison between the two. This is, I'm pretty sure there will be full throttle in qualifying here. So Max is on track. I will just reactivate him so we can see live. This was his performance in his fastest lap. So from the very beginning of the lap, we can see Max is in a long run stint. See how slow top speed and how round is the acceleration here. It's the mistake by Mick. See, it's 241. Then in the braking zone, he was in the middle sector after turn 10, turn 11, 12. This area. You will see the replay, but here is what happened. Hi Devor, I think that two things that first, they are not running very high power mode, and they will not run in the super high power mode we saw in Brazil on this track, and that even if they will probably be fast in the straights, they are now quite low on power in the first practice due to high temperatures in the Qatar track in the afternoon. Tonight, in the second session, it will be night evening there, so much cooler here. And look sides, and in much cooler air, so it should be much faster. And Sainz had a very nice lap. You see, they're starting to improve also the middle sector. It's quite slow at turn 6. And some quite big snap. This is a big snap. Also here a big snap. They will have to work on that for sure. It seems that the rear of the car is a bit unstable. So the session is over, and let me just say hi. So the session is over, and I will just close it up because I need to go work on the data for the analysis, and we'll be live again in the second session. And hope this was fine. This was nice to see. I think we saw something interesting already, and the possibility to grasp some interesting points. I'll just leave the data open, but I will close it in a couple of minutes, and so we will speak soon. Maybe whoever is joining again in the second session. Thanks, guys, for being here, and have a nice lunch. Who is in my time zone? Cheers.